What's going on, people, and welcome back to the Blue Steel Podcast Show number 5. I am your co-host LV Live, along with my other co-host Jeff. What's going on, Jeff?
Not much, dog. How you been, brother?
Oh man, I've been good, man. Been good. You know, a lot of great games last weekend with the football and boxing, and we're gonna get into all that. But I just want to say first, people, thank you so much for all the support me and Jeff have been getting. Just a lot of support from everybody, and I just it's truly it's a blessing, man. You know what I mean? I'm just so humbled by all the people coming out and showing the love, and I just ask you just keep it coming, and just please hit the like, share, also subscribe, hit the bell icon. Yeah, please do that, and also too, people understand if you dislike certain things that we say, state that also, because then we can use that for material. You know what I mean? We can touch on some of the people, the things that they didn't like, and try to get our show better, man. This is guerrilla style at its finest. I'm sure Jeff knows what that's about, and yeah, but just
Yep,
I appreciate it, people.
absolutely, man. We appreciate the love. My son Trey wanted me to give him a shout out, so I'm gonna do that really quick. From he hit the little subscribe button, so
There you
I'm
go, my
glad
man.
for him.
Trey Money.
Yeah, so we'll do that. But no, I really do appreciate it, and subscribe to everything. We got YouTube Blue Steel Show, on Instagram Blue Steel Show, and on Twitter at Show Steel. Um, so let's get into it, Don. Let's do it, man.
First and 10. So yeah, people, if you don't know, I'm a huge Giants fan, and if you don't know, I'm sure you know Jeff's affiliation. Jeff, please let it be known what you're affiliated with.
Six-time world champ. Steelers.
Hey, listen. You gotta stop cheating, man. You can't get on with 6 time. We come on, man. Why can't you just say the team? Why you gotta start bragging?
That's how we are. That's how it is.
So both our teams, they played hard, they played great, but one took a L, one took a tie.
Yeah.
So I'll start off with my team, of course, the G-Men. We lost this past weekend, people, to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm sure a lot of you know about that, 20-15. But our stars looked great. I thought the Giants put on a great performance. The offense looks great. I think we made the perfect choice with Saquon Barkley. I think people may disagree, and that's why we have this show. So please chime in if you disagree with what I'm about to say. But I think Eli's got a lot left in the tank.
But you got 5 years? You got 5 years with him still?
Hey, listen. If Brady's got 5, Eli's got 5.
Yeah, okay, I hear you.
Cinco. Because he looked good. And I think OBJ was happy with that contract because he looked like he was ready. Against Jalen Ramsey, he said, man, look, man. Come on, you don't know who I am? I'm the $95 million man.
Yeah.
And he put up numbers. He put up big numbers against him. He didn't get in the end zone, which is key. But the Giants look good. They look solid. Their defense looks solid. The one Achilles heel, and I'm going to call it Achilles heel because you know what happened to Achilles. Shall I say the right tackle, Eric Flowers?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a joke, Jeff. It's like what I said to you before. He should be on a JV football team. I'm sick and tired of the Giants moving him down the line from left tackle to right tackle to guard. I think the only place he hasn't played is center. Trying to figure out a place for him. That's Jerry Reese's baggage, man. That's who he drafted. Get him out of there. Just like you got Reese up out of there, get that old baggage out too. And Jeff, you love Jerry Reese. You know what I mean? You liked him. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, absolutely.
but he drafted this guy, man, and he's just been terrible. Soon as the Giants get the ball, he gets 2 penalties. I mean, I'm like, excuse my language, people. I'm like, damn. Come on, man.
He's the number 9 overall pick, so they're gonna give him every chance to hang himself.
Listen.
Obviously,
Every chance to hang himself. I think he's on his 9 lives. He's on 10 lives, Jeff.
Man, well, they declined his 5th year option, so he probably out of there. So.
Oh man, he's got to go. He's got to go. I'm just tired of him, man. But to be honest, the Giants look good against, to me, my opinion. I would say either number 1 or number 2 best defense in the NFL. This was a team that was 1 game away from going to the Super Bowl last year. A game I thought they should have won against New England last year. But you could tell it was just inexperience last year. A lot of young guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, their defense is loaded, man. I mean, they got Calais Campbell, they got Tevin Smith, they got I think it's Miles Jack, they got Jalen Ramsey, they got I think Brandon Church, I believe is his name, from the Cowboys. They got Marcel Darius. All these guys that I named with 1st round picks, and you can tell because they're just stacked on defense. I mean, Calais Campbell was a monster when he was in Arizona.
Yep.
And now he's just bringing that whole swag and that whole. The defense is just totally different. I mean, they're nasty, man. I mean, we couldn't really do much with that defense. Eli threw a late pick in the game, and that's kind of like what cost us because right after, the next time we got the ball of the series, that's when Saquon busted one wide open. I think it was about 60-something yards.
68.
68 down to pay dirt. But, yeah, man, they say Eli threw another pick. Yeah, but you know why Eli threw a pick? Because Eric Flowers missed his block, and Eli had to step up in the pocket because he had no time, and the ball got tipped, and Miles Jack took it back to the house. I mean, this is the things that happen. But when you're playing a top-level defense like that, you really can't make mistakes because they'll make you pay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's just what they do. But with the loss, I'm very, very happy with how my Giants looked. The defense looked solid. Snacks looked good. Jack Rabbit looked good. My boy Landon Collins, who I think is the best safety in the league, looked great as well. I think the Giants are going to be legit this year. I'm sticking to us being 10-6 this year. 10-6 or 11-5. That's what I'm going for.
Oof. 11 wins is a lot.
Whoa. Why you got to do the woof? What's that?
It's a lot of wins, man.
Oh, come on, man. Give me something.
I mean, be 100% honest, I didn't see the game, just saw the highlights of it. But, I mean, that's a lot of wins. That's all.
Oh man, you stuttering, man. When you start stuttering, you my boy. When you start stuttering, I start getting nervous.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's obviously Jacksonville's, in my opinion, top 5 team in the league, man. Like you said, their defense is, they got the best defense in the league to me from every level. They got all pros on every level. Like they're legit.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. For all 3 levels, Jeff. D-line, linebackers, and safeties and corners, man. All 3 levels, man. They're just legit, man, across the board.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're terrible for a lot of years, you eventually hit with picks, unless you're Cleveland, I guess. But,
that's just very true.
But they did a great job with identifying talent, and they're definitely contender for the Super Bowl in the AFC, and this weekend, which we'll talk about on 3rd down as far as the matchup this weekend with New England. But they're definitely a really good squad. I mean, y'all put up a good fight, y'all, 20-15, and y'all wasn't into the end, so definitely a good. I don't ever like to say a good loss, but y'all showed well.
It was a good show. It was a good showing. Yeah. But with that being said, let's go over West, shall I say, right? West Pennsylvania, is that where it is?
Yeah, it's West. Yeah.
West PA.
It's actually in Ohio, but yeah.
Oh, what? Oh, excuse me, it was in Ohio.
Northeast Ohio.
Northeast Ohio, the Steel Country, took a trip to LeBron's old home, and
Yep.
those stinking Browns. Hey, listen, you know what? Let me tell you something. I didn't say this to you, but the Browns, I think the Browns are going to be solid this year, man. If you look at who they have, Jeff, on that defensive line, what they got in trades, I mean, they look another year or two away, possible playoffs, maybe.
I told you, man. I think I said 4 or 5 wins at the most. They're going to be in a lot of games. They're not as bad as people thought they were. In terms of just being at 0-16 or 1-15, whatever it was the last 2 years. They got talent, man. They just need a quarterback, of course. Taylor's is decent. He's a good quarterback. He's a starter, I guess, in the league, but he's not a franchise quarterback. But he's legit. He's okay. He's decent, I guess is the best word I'll use.
And listen, they drafted their starting quarterba's I think that's who's waiting. He's waiting in
waiting in the wing.
You got that right.
They'll get him in there. As far as just the game, man, it was ugly game, bad conditions. Ultimately, no excuse. You up 21-7 at half. You should put the game away. That simple as that. Honestly. Actually, it was 7-0, and we was up 21-7 in the third. And then, ended up being 21-21, going into overtime. Ben looked terrible. QBR is 22.8, which is, I could do that. And I don't even play football. Connor looked good. It was bad conditions overall, but we just can't. That's not a game. A tie is not as bad as a loss, but it feels like a loss to me. That's not a game we should. That's a game we should win. Defense played pretty well for most of the game. Watt had a great game. He had 3 sacks, 10 tackles, 7 solo. He had a great game, but overall, man, you just gotta finish games like that. There's no excuse for that. Veteran team, there's no excuse. There ain't really much more to say than that, honestly.
So, are they missing Le'Veon?
I think Le'Veon. If you got Le'Veon, you can just feed him. In the second half, bad conditions, you can run the, have a little more confidence running the ball. Again, being out of the country, I didn't get to see every single snap. But of course you miss Le'Veon. He's the best running back in the league. So, I don't care what Carter does, or what anybody else does. You take. That's like taking Kobe off the Lakers or something, man.
No. Stop. Relax, man. Come on. See? Here you go. See, it's not even basketball season left. You see this, people? This is what he does. He tries to sneak in the Lakers show any way he can because they got the king. See, it's just like taking Kobe from... See, nobody wants to talk about Kobe right now, Jeff.
It's taking a major time out of the offense. Like I said, Connor had a great game, but it's not the same when having Le'Veon out there. And that's just a whole other discussion. We touched on some, last episode, but I know we better play better this weekend. I'm sure we will. The conditions are supposed to be pretty decent in Pittsburgh, I saw. We're at home, so Ben plays better at home. I don't know what's been going on in the last couple of years, but on the road he's not been as good, not nearly as good as at home.
Right. I think Connor put up pretty good numbers, man. He had 31, 135, 2 touchdowns, 5 receptions, 57 yards. I see here. He had good numbers, man. But you know what it is with Le'Veon? It's those explosive plays when key moments. He catches a screen pass, breaks some tackles, and he'll run it down to the 5. Like, that's what he does. And I think that's what Pittsburgh is missing, because when Ben is, he had 3 picks this weekend, but that's because his check down wasn't there. And his check down is usually Le'Veon Bell. And I think that when you don't have that safety net, that safety, to get out of there, Ben's looking for him. So automatically, when he's not there, now I'm kind of forcing throws. He's starting to trying to do a little extra more, holding on to the ball a little bit more longer. And I think that's what happens. Le'Veon has that it quality that when he gets the ball in his hands, you don't know what he can do. He's kind of got that OBJ thing, and I think that's kind of like what the Steelers are missing. I mean, Juju went off. He had 5 for 119. AB had 9 for 93. So the guys showed up. But it's those big plays that you need, because that's what switches the game, right? It's field position, of course, as you know. Right. That flips the field. When you throw a screen to him or you give him a dive and he breaks a couple of tackles and he jukes a couple of guys, and he's like a slippery player. I've always said that about him, remember? So he's hard. You can't really get a flush hit on him because he's hard to tackle. So a play that looks like it might have lost yardage, he always gains like 15 yards out of that. And he does big game changing plays. And the defense is schemed differently when he's out there, and that's, believe it or not, what leaves AB open to get busy. So when he's not out there, even though Connor had some good numbers, he didn't have those explosive numbers and those things that can't be measured in stats, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he had a couple plays. He had a 20-yard run, I believe. Any play, Le'Veon can take it to the house. So, like I said, you miss a player of that magnitude, this without a doubt. Doesn't matter. Like, Connor's good, but I mean, Le'Veon's best in the league. So, of course you're gonna miss him. Simple as that.
All right, so there was a couple of other great games too. Did you see Aaron Rodgers make that comeback? I mean, did he not earn his money Sunday night?
Yeah, I did see that. It's crazy. Like, so here's something that's, we don't talk about gambling on the show, that's not our thing, but he's the biggest determining factor in any game in the league. I just learned this the other day. So Rodgers, they don't have a spread up for Rodgers for the game this weekend because they don't know if he's playing yet.
Right.
It's like 6 points will be the difference if he plays or not play.
Wow.
So that's crazy. So, obviously Rodgers is the best quarterback in the league in terms of just being able to pass the ball. Huge impact on the overall outcome of the game. So yeah, man, he's the man. So.
Yeah, he's just out. But to your point, he's out again. He's injury prone. He a couple of years ago he broke his collarbone.
Yep.
Last year he broke his clavicle, and now he's got a sprained knee. Who knows how long? He's see that's always kind of been his little thorn in his side because he hasn't been healthy. So to your point,
him this week if you the Packers?
No, I wouldn't play him. A knee is something you don't play around with.
Yeah.
And if it's sprained, then that means he might have possibly tore something. You know what I mean? Because because what happens with a sprain is like if something is torn up and it swells up your legs because it's either water or blood. It's one or the other. So that's what the swelling comes from. So you hope it's not the major ligaments, right?
Right.
So you don't know. That's why he always send you in for the MRI to make sure that none of the major ligaments are torn. So, I wouldn't play him, especially with him giving him all that money. I definitely wouldn't play him. But but this has always been his thing. He can't stay healthy. So, we got to wait and see. But if you come back to New York, Sam Darnold looked like the real deal, Jeff.
Yeah, he did, man. Through that first pass was a pick, but outside of that.
Oh man, I mean, I think the Jets have found their player for the future. I think the Jets,
Absolutely.
next coming years are going to be legit because they're going to get receivers. Now they're going to get backs. The defense is already legit. Watch out for the Jets in the next 3 to 5 years to dethrone, ready? To dethrone the Patriots and take back the NFC East. Excuse me, the AFC East. The Jets.
Hey, I would love it. I hate the Patriots.
Yeah, we know you do, Jeff, because all the whippings they've been giving you.
I think we had like 3 more Super Bowls if it wasn't for them. So.
But see, you got enough, all right? You got enough. Stop trying to steal all the Super Bowls.
Man, you never have enough. Next one is what you want.
Yeah, that you're very true. But a team who I saw this weekend, who I think could possibly be the best team in the league, is the LA Rams. I mean, of course they played the Raiders. I get it, but I mean, right. they look legit because what they have that Jacksonville doesn't have is they have a quarterback.
Right.
And Jared Goff looks everything like the top pick that he was. I mean, he looks like the real deal. And to me, they're like the number 2 defense right behind Jacksonville. They're scary, man, because they're so young. They're so young. All those guys are young. Todd Gurley, Robert Woods, of course, Jared Goff, Aaron Donald. I mean, all those guys are young guys, and they look. I mean, they just look like a team that's primed and ready. And they look like, believe it or not, they look like they might have stole the blueprint from Seattle, because that's how they look. I wouldn't be surprised if you see them in the Super Bowl this year. I really wouldn't be surprised. I totally forgot. I don't have it with me. I totally forgot what I had my Super Bowl. Actually, wait. Hold on. I think my Super Bowl, I had Jacksonville versus the Falcons for my Super Bowl. I think, hey, man, I think I might have to switch. I know people don't like switching picks.
Switch to the Rams. Hey.
Oh man, I mean the rent. I mean they look for real, man. They look for, and I understand it's only week 1. I get it, but Jeff, as you start kind of breaking down rosters, I totally didn't realize. I mean, you saw how Tampa Bay looked. I didn't realize they have Mike Evans and Deshaun Jackson on the side. I mean, they got weapons, man.
Yeah, Jameson might not get his job back.
Yeah, he shouldn't get his job back. I'm not. No, man, he's
a clown.
Yeah, man, he's just. I mean, we could talk about that another time, but he frustrates me, man. I don't even think he should have a job.
They said he don't got his job when he comes back. Man.
Hey, look, if they're winning, why put him there?
Right.
If they're winning, why put him there? I would keep it. You know what I mean? Fitzmagic. That's what they call him. Fitzmagic. But yeah, man. I mean, the Rams, they look everything like the real deal, man. So, but yeah, so let's move on. We got 2nd and 5, and with 2nd and 5, I'm gonna start out by saying, and the new Sean Porter is the new WBC welterweight champion of the world. I saw the fight. They had him winning, Jeff, by unanimous decision. I didn't see that. Danny was more of the accurate fighter. His percentages were higher.
Right.
But Sean Porter was the busier fighter. He threw 300 more punches. But my thing is that, and I'm sure, and I really want you to chime in right after this. My thing is that even though he's busier, if he's swinging and missing, I don't care how busy he is. He's not accurate. But I think because, Sean Porter's like an athlete, he's a little bit more athletic than Danny is.
Yeah.
So he looked like more like the sharper fighter, meaning like he looked better in shape. He kind of, he just had more energy. It seemed that, you know, then there was times where Danny kind of took maybe a round or two off, and then he would pick it up, you know. But Sean kept swinging, you know, even though he was missing, he was just swinging and being
That's
wild.
always his problem.
Yeah, being wild and aggressive, leading with his head, playing tackle football while he's in the ring. And they gave it to him unanimously, man. I mean, look, I could have seen the fight going either way. I just didn't like the unanimous decision.
Right.
I mean, so I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, for me, like I told you before, and I'm gonna say it again. They're always like, to me, Danny Garcia and Sean Porter. They're always like A minus, B plus, but they're still in the top tier, right? I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think they're up there with Spence, Crawford, and Thurman, but I think they're in the next tier.
Yeah, I agree with that. You got to get those guys to be top tier. I don't think. You know, I used to think Danny Garcia would be, but he's plateaued for sure. And that's always been his problem. He's just too laid back, man. It seems like he chills too much in the ring. You know, just looking even at the number, I mean, he threw 472 punches. Porter threw 742. Just perception-wise, he's just throwing a lot more punches, you know. Obviously, the connect rate for power punches and just, you know, was high for Garcia, but Porter's throwing more, 544 to 304. So when you're that busy and, you know, you're not knocking nobody out, which Garcia is not going to be doing, you know, hasn't done in a long time, you know, the busier fighter a lot of times is going to get the decision, which Porter got unanimously, like you said. So.
Yep, yeah, you're absolutely right. And so during that time, after the fight, my boy, the Truth, stepped in the ring. And people, if you don't know, the Truth is, his name is Earl Spence Jr.
Yes, sir.
He stepped in the ring and he told Sean Porter, listen, I'm doing the same thing you did to Danny Garcia when he won his fight. I want to fight me and you next. I got the IBF. You got the WBC. Let's get it next year. Let's make this happen so I can get them belts because it's strap season, as he calls it.
Hey, that's an easy fight to make. Should be. It's both for Al Heyman. There ain't no excuse for that fight not to happen. Actually, Spence is gonna fight in the fall. You keep talking about Michael Garcia. He's gonna fight like November or something like that. And you know, obviously Porter gonna take a little time off. That should be early next year. That should be like February, March next year, easily. Shouldn't even be any question about it.
I totally agree. We've always said this, Jeff. We've said this off air, and all those guys are ducking Spence. All those guys. You know. I mean, he's younger than most of those cats. He's younger than them by like 3 years, 2 years. In boxing years, 3 or 2 years is a big deal. You know.
Yeah.
So he started, you know, later. You know, when he kind of was in the amateurs and going to the Olympics, a lot of those guys were starting their pro careers.
Right.
So, you know, they got a little more mileage on them than they do. You know, Crawford's older than him, I believe. Thurman is also older than him, and Garcia.
They all are.
Right, all them cats. So, he's a dangerous 147. He just is. He's, you know, it's funny because when I saw him standing next to Adrian Broner,
way bigger than him.
Yeah, that's so. Just kind of to give a breakdown to the people. So people after the fight is done, they kind of like have like guys who follow these guys. I'll give a plug to a couple of guys. You got guys like, you know, Fight Hype. You got a couple of guys like the guy I follow, Barbershop Conversations, Fred. You got a couple of guys, you know, Ellie Setback. You have, you know, so it's a lot of different guys like that follow these guys around and kind of record them and watch them and see what they do. So you kind of get a behind the scenes look, which I think is great, because then you get to see these guys really in their element. That's something that, YouTube does, which is great that, we have access to those things where before growing up, Jeff, we never had access to stuff like that before.
Yeah, right.
So that's what makes it kind of cool. So you see things behind the scenes, and you kind of start to see, like, guys' statures and how big guys are. Now Broner is a legit. He's like a tweener. He's like a 144, 145, right? He's like one of those. He's like Floyd.
Right.
I mean, Spence looks like he could be a 160 pounder, man.
Yeah, he's big. Man.
I mean, he's a big, and I say that because that's us looking at him on a YouTube channel. But if you're a fighter and you're coming up, and you're really like a 147 guy, I mean, you could be 154, but that's a lot. That's a stretch, I think with him, he intimidates guys because they see him come up in the ring and he doesn't look like everybody else.
Right. He
looks like what they call him. He looks like the weight bully because he comes in there and guys are like, "Yo, man, look, it's gonna be a long night."
Right. Big and fast and strong.
Yeah, man. And here's the thing. It's the saying that works, and it's the new saying that they're saying all the time now. And I'm gonna say it: big bank takes little bank all day long, all the time.
Yeah.
Big bank take little bank all the time because it don't matter. A bigger, stronger, athletic guy is always gonna be an athletic, strong little guy. It's always gonna happen. And I think that's what's going on in the welterweight division. I think that's what's happening. I think guys are ducking him for a reason because they see what we see, Jeff. They see that this guy's a problem, and he's a problem, and he can hurt somebody, man. Seriously. And I think that guys, it's called prize fighting. Guys just aren't getting in there just fighting. So they think about what they can get. And to chime in, to touch on that, Terrence Crawford's name came up
a lot in the after the fight, post at the podium.
So Spence had a lot to say about Terrence Crawford.
A whole lot, which I like. I like that. What did he said? He on the wrong side of the street. He kept saying,
on
the wrong side of the street.
Because people, if you don't know, Terrence Crawford is with Bob Arum, Top Rank, and ESPN.
Yep.
And Spence is with Al Heyman, and Spence is pretty much his own promoter. He, a lot of those guys who's with the PBC, right? Because that's Al Heyman, right, Jeff?
Yeah, that's the management. They typically do their fights up in Brooklyn through I can't think of the guy's name. I just seen him on the video too. I forget the name of the promotion company. I'll catch it in a second. But yeah, they work with. They're basically independent. They work with whoever. They're not with promoters. They're with Al Heyman, pretty much.
Right, Al Heyman, the management, right?
Right.
And
and then they use different promoters.
Right. To kind of promote the fight or push it, but basically, people just, I'm giving you guys a breakdown of this. So some people who aren't privy to this, me and Jeff follow this all the time. But Lou DiBella, yes, Lou DiBella, cat out of Brooklyn. That's right.
Yep.
So what it is, people, is that Floyd gave the blueprint. When Floyd left HBO and he got with Showtime, the reason why he got with Showtime is because of Al Heyman. Al Heyman is a manager. He kind of put Floyd on and gave Floyd the blueprint. Once Floyd got with Al Heyman, that's when those $100 million checks started coming in. Remember that, Jeff? You see, he was showing that on YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
And that's when Floyd started getting the big money. Once guys started seeing that, guys that go to, Floyd's gym to work out. Remember, Errol Spence was in the background during that time. But that's when Broner was hanging out a lot with Floyd. A lot of those guys. And, it's like a backstory. We can go on for days for us. But basically, all those guys got the blueprint from Floyd. So they all signed with Al Heyman, which is under the PBC banner. And a lot of promoters don't like Al Heyman because what he does is he gives the fighters, he gives them the purse, basically.
Yep.
So the guys don't have to worry about getting shortchanged or nothing. He gives them exactly what they deserve. And that's why you saw Floyd coming out with those big, because what did he make from Pacquiao, Jeff? Was it 400 million?
I don't even know if we know this is like 300 million, something crazy
That he got for the Pacquiao fight. And then what did he get?
fight.
Yeah, one fight. And then what did he get from McGregor?
Like two, something crazy, like 150, 200, something crazy. Like,
Yeah, it was up there, man.
he made like $500 million from like 2 fights.
Yeah, and that's all with Al Heyman, people. So that's what. Now to piggyback, and I'll let Jeff continue because I kind of jumped in, and I'm sorry, Jeff.
You good?
That's what Jeff means by when Spence said his side of the street and my side of the street.
Right, just everything. He said he's not fighting on ESPN. He's not. So we talked about this. Like, eventually, when the dust settles, that's the fight we want to see. TC versus Spence. Crawford versus Spence. I predicted that should be next year in the fall. But you got that big problem. You got Top Rank versus, PBC, man. So, I don't know. I mean, we've seen this before with HBO and Showtime. HBO really don't have any fighters anymore. There's more ESPN because Bob Arum went the top to ESPN. So, they could do something. There's just no way that fight shouldn't happen. It got to be something where they simulcast it or something, man. Like, come on. We got to get to that point, but I'm tired of that stuff coming in the way. Your athletes, it's like not playing ball against a crew from down the block. Cause, I don't even know. It's just silly. There's a lot of money to be made, legacies. I'm an athlete. I want to fight this guy. Get all that other stuff out the way. That. They need to make the fight happen as long as everything works the way it should. But get back to Spence. Dude's extremely confident, as he should be. He's a problem for anybody who want to fight him, man. Like you said, he's bigger than these guys, younger. So he was talking a lot, after the fight, which I like.
Yeah, first time I've ever seen him do that, Jeff.
Yeah, I've never seen him talk that much before. But I like it. He needs to start doing stuff, get himself out there, get people to know who he is a little more outside of the boxing community. You gotta build your brand, so to speak, and part of that is talking, so people know who you are. And then, just keep winning and winning decisively like he's been doing. He's the cream of the crop, him and Crawford. And I just go with Spence just because he's been a heavy, not heavy, welterweight longer. He's big and stronger, and I think once he gets through these few wars he got coming up, he'll be even a much better fighter, than he is at this point. I don't know who Crawford's gonna fight to kind of polish himself up to fight somebody like Spence.
That was the big debate too, Jeff, that they were stating during that time. He, his thing
like,
was
who he fought?
There you go, Jeff. He said, "Who has he fought? Who has he fought? He hasn't beat anybody that's a top fighter." None of these guys,
because they're on the other side of the street,
right? Like Victor Postel and Dago.
How was that the Postel?
Yeah, and Dago just got knocked out by Regis Prograis.
Yeah,
so I mean, to me, people keep on talking about the Gamboa fight. Gamboa rocked him and Crawford was doing a Harlem Shake.
All right.
So let that have been Spence.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, Spence gonna knock him through the ropes. So I just as much as I would love to see the Crawford fight, I'm excited about it, but not really. Who I really want to see Spence fight, like I said before, I want to see him fight Canelo. I think that's the major fight. Because Canelo's the same size as Spence, and I think it will serve to see really where Spence is, because now you're in it with a guy just as big as you,
Right.
I think Canelo learned a lot from when he lost to Floyd because Canelo's boxing more. He's got a faster hands, right? And I think Floyd taught him a lesson. And I think he took what he learned from Floyd and it's really catapulted Canelo in his career.
Yeah.
But you know, as we know, we don't know what Canelo is now after the juice because he's off the juice, I guess.
True. Contaminated meat, as he puts
it. Yeah. I bet it was contaminated. But so
you know what was crazy? That just kind of off, but at the weigh-in, I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's always weird, man. They gave dude something to put something in his mouth right after the weigh-in, which is just weird. Like,
that's right. At the first fight.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, Jeff. That's illegal.
Right, like they literally put something in his mouth. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, see, you can't. Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't catch that. And here's the thing: they did it, and it was on camera.
Yeah, I saw it right before he sat down. He put something in his mouth.
Yeah, that's illegal. You can't do that.
I saw it, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. See, but here's the thing, though. With that being said, we don't know how long he's been cheating for.
Yeah, you don't.
We don't know.
Well, you know, funny because Floyd always has people fight. We do what's the one we was talking about earlier? The like there's different levels of testing. Like, he uses the top level, so
right, which I think is VADA.
Is it VADA or SADA? Okay, VADA, and so it could have been cheating that fight because Floyd don't. You know, Floyd makes everybody fight like that. So who knows after that though? Because he was running the show. He's the ASAT after that.
Right.
So who knows? You know, allegedly.
Yeah, you got that right. That's right. You're absolutely right, man. But what I did hear though recently is that your boy Keith, not 2-time, 1-time Thurman. He don't got 2 belts no more. He got 1, so that makes him 1-time.
Right. You need to get out of that.
What did he say? He says I got an O and I ain't afraid to let it go.
This dude ain't fighting like a year.
But here's the good news. He's supposed to be fighting in the undercard with Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury in December.
Oh, I didn't even hear that. Okay.
Yeah. So hey, man, look. So we'll see Keith Thurman, and let me tell you something. Out of Errol Spence, he's my next guy that I love watching. Thurman is legit. I think people have forgotten how good he is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to me, people keep on talking about Spence, Crawford. I think Thurman knocks out Crawford.
Think so?
Yeah, I like how you can fit that pause because you starting to think about it. Listen, people have forgotten how good Keith Thurman is. Number one, Keith Thurman is a great boxer. He can box. Now, if you start comparing, Crawford is a better boxer, but he's not like that much of a better boxer than Thurman. He's a better boxer, but not by leaps and bounds, right? Mm. If we want to do power punching, leaps and bounds, Thurman is a bigger, heavier power puncher at 147 than Terrence Crawford.
I definitely agree on that one.
So
I agree on that one.
What Crawford is not is he's not a guy like he'll get in there and he'll thump with you.
Yeah, he ain't gonna back down.
Right, and see, but because he got that dog in him, that's gonna be his downfall against a cat like Thurman. Because Thurman gonna catch him, and he gonna catch him good. And if Crawford do that shake that he did against Gamboa, Thurman gonna take him out. Because Thurman hit hard, man. He hits hard. He was hitting Porter with some shots. I said, yo, man, how did he not fall?
That was a hell of a fight, man. Thurman and Porter, that was one of the best fights in welterweight in the last 5-10 years, man. Great fight. If you haven't seen that, check that out. It was on CBS.
Absolutely.
A few years ago.
So I listen, man. I think it's a good fight, but I don't know. I think Thurman catches him, and I think Thurman catches him like in like 5th round or something. Just catches him.
Oh,
I could see it. I could see it. I could see it as clear as day, man.
I gotta see Thurman when he come back, how he looks.
But see, he's been gone. He's been gone for so Jeff. He's been gone for so long. People have forgotten.
Yeah, I ain't forgot. It's just you got to see how people come back from that long layoffs. You know.
How long has he been going now? About a year and a half, almost 2 years.
He fought Mark. I saw him fight Garcia and March in Brooklyn at Barclays
Last year, right?
And I don't think he's fought since. I don't believe he has. He might have had one more defense, but even gone, he's been out at least a year.
So it's been
about. He thought it wasn't a consequence if he did fight. I can't remember, to be honest.
So it's about a year and a half he's been out.
I mean, with a legit contender. You know, he fought Garcia in March last year, but yeah, that's you got to see how he look. He come back in December. I'm looking forward to that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's fighting. He's fighting.
Come with that info, bro.
Yeah, he's fighting on that undercard, man. That's they're looking at for him. So they're gonna also, I think because I know they did say because PBC just signed with Fox.
Yeah,
right.
I saw that.
Yeah. So they're gonna have probably a couple of announcements. I don't know when, but they'll probably have some announcements for some up and coming fights because that's the plug. You know that once you sign with, Fox or whomever, whatever network. Then they say, all right, cool. Fights. We got to have the fights lined up, right? If
get some fights lined
right,
up.
exactly. So I think probably hear something probably another month or something like that. You'll probably hear it. But yeah, it's an exciting time in boxing, man. I think Porter better not duck Spence. I'll tell you that much.
No, he got to fight.
Yeah, he can't run no more, man.
2019, that'll happen. Early 2019. Spring.
Yeah, I like that. All right, people. So we're moving on to 3rd and 1, and we got a lot of great games coming up this weekend.
We're just doing predictions, right? That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, you can give some predictions. I mean, I haven't really thought of the predictions yet. I'm really just excited about what the games are gonna be, but hey, man, we could give our predictions. You know what I mean? A couple of big games, but one of them, what I got is Kansas City coming to Pittsburgh. Did you see the Chiefs last week?
Man, it looked like, yeah, I did.
Tyron Hill, man. Tyron Hill, he looks like one of them players from Tecmo Bowl, man.
Yeah, he was out there just doing whatever he wanted.
Right?
That was ridiculous.
Man, he's doing backflips in the end zone after he scored touchdowns.
Yeah, it was like a preseason game for them. He had 3 touchdowns, I think.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think he almost went for the cycle. I think he ran one. He caught one. I think he had a kickoff return. I think also.
Yeah, he just did his thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's a hell of a player, man.
Yeah, he had a punt return. I think 2 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, Hey Jeff, he was a steal too, right? Didn't they get him in the later rounds?
Yeah, I think he had some issues. We don't need to get into it at the moment, but you can Google that yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, he had some issues we've touched on in the past. Yes, okay. He was like a 3rd or 4th round pick because of that.
Right. But I think a lot of people aren't speaking about Patrick Mahomes, and I think he's got the strongest arm in the league.
Yeah, man. Hey, Andy Reid know what he's doing with quarterbacks.
Yeah, there you go. You're absolutely right. I forgot he's still out there, man. If Andy Reid's still coaching, man, after all these years.
Coaching forever.
Yeah, you know what it is? You like if you go like to Kansas City, it's like you'll get lost, man. It's like you're out there. People forget that they have an NFL team sometimes.
Yeah, they kind of in the middle of the country. You go, East Coast, of course, and then you got like the Rams is in LA now, and Seattle been good. Chiefs are always good. They just don't get over. We usually beat them. To be honest with you.
Right.
So, we got some good squads. We just seen they had a number this weekend. It's just about controlling those weapons. It's gonna be a high scoring game.
Because I think the best tight end in the league is Travis Kelce, man.
Kelsey's good, very good. He got a lot of weapons on offense, man. People talk about us. We ain't got everybody on the field. Chiefs got everybody on the field. So,
What's the kid's name? Kareem Hunt. That's the running back.
Hunt. They got Hunt. They got Kelsey. They got Hill as a receiver. They got their young quarterback, second year.
Yeah.
Very good quarterback for.
Very true.
Alex Smith. They're legit, man.
Yeah. All those guys.
It's not very good though.
Yeah. All those guys are young too.
Yeah. All. Kelsey the oldest one, maybe 5th, 6th year, something like that.
Right, but that's still young though, man. Because I don't think he's had any major injuries or nothing like that.
No. The defense is not good, very good. They have
Do
a lot of injuries, but
do you guys pull it out, Jeff? You pull it out this weekend in Steeler country?
yeah, of course, of course. You gotta get that W. Um,
28-24 I got.
I think it's gonna be higher than that.
Woo! What we talking?
I think we can get in the 30s, like 30, 34, 27, something like that.
Wow. Okay.
I
That
think it's gonna
okay.
be a high scoring game. It's supposed to be nice, like I said. It's supposed to be, I believe, in the 80s back home. And we put up numbers at home. And Kansas City Chiefs got the offense that can put up numbers. We just be one of those track meets, I think. Our defense look better, but that's an elite offense, and we play well at home. So, but I got us pulling it out.
Nice. I mean, I totally agree. I think you guys are gonna pull this one out. I think
We need it.
the Chiefs are good. I think they're legit. I really like them, but I just think they're not there just yet. I think that they still have a lot of inexperience. Their quarterback, he's not mature enough. He needs about another year or two underneath his belt, and I think he'll be ready to go. But I think he's still kind of green. But yeah, I think you guys should pull this out. Another big game I like Philly against Tampa Bay. The Eagles going down to the Buccaneer country. Fitzmagic. Hey man, look. The numbers he put up last week. Did he throw over 400 yards last weekend?
Man, I think he threw for everything last weekend, man.
Because wait, if I'm didn't he have 5 touchdowns?
5 touchdowns. I know that.
Yo, bro, who's got him on their fantasy team?
Dude, I know, right? Like, I wish I did.
Yo,
I had Matthew Stafford on one of my spots.
yo, bro, I mean 5 touchdowns?
417, 4 touchdowns.
I'm telling, yo, dude.
QBR is 97.1. QBR is 100, right?
Man, yeah.
140. That's the ESPN thing. Whatever. That's amazing. So yeah, he had a ridiculous game.
Mike Evans and Deshaun Jackson. I mean, he just doesn't get old, right?
Yeah, man. That could be a trap game for Philly.
Yeah, I think so too. That's why I have it up there. I think, yeah. Hey man, look, I'm taking the Bucks.
Taking the Bucks to win it. Wow.
31-17.
Ooh, okay. That's a
Yeah, man. Hey man, like I said to you before, I think last year was a fluke with the Eagles. I think the Eagles are good, but they won a lot of close games last year. They didn't win too many games convincingly. Like they won a lot of close games. I mean, they still won them. You got to give it to them, but they won So I just think that if you flip it, I think they can easily, to me, they can be 12-4 this year, or they can be 8-8. To me, I don't think it's that big of a difference. I think you give it, take a couple of games, and teams are better this year.
absolutely.
So I think it's gonna be a lot tougher.
Yeah, they're playing a first place schedule too, so
And then you got my G-men going down to Jerry World.
Yep. Sunday night.
This is easy work for us. This is easy work. Dallas looks terrible.
Easy work.
I think he has no receivers. People forget how much of a safety net Jason Witten was for him. And I think that he's able to throw the ball around but you have him right there for those 10-yard seam routes, and he's gone now. So I think the line is beaten up. If I'm correct, sad to hear, but I think the center's got like a disease, right? Something like that. For the Cowboys, I believe.
Yeah, he had to sit out the year. I forget.
Yeah, he's got a really bad disease, man. So I hope things come around for him, man. That's always tough to, hear that with anybody who's an athlete. But he's a big cog, like in what it is that they do on the line.
Yeah, of course.
So I think that's throwing some things off. I think we pull this out. Is it gonna be easy? No, because it's down in Jerry's World. Of course, it's a rival. It's like you guys playing the Ravens and the Bengals. It's always tough, man. So, but I see us pulling it out. You ready?
What you got?
24-10.
10, man.
I think Dallas scored like 9 points last week.
Yeah, no, they're terrible. They're terrible.
So now look, will they play better at home? Yeah, but
they scored 8 points actually.
oh man, I'm sorry, I was off by 1, but I'm just saying. So I think they'll play better at home because the Giants in this primetime game. I think that, but I think the Giants, but our defense looked pretty good last week.
Y'all got to stop Zeke. That's it. After that,
that's it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like what I see. But then the big game, I'm happy that the Giants got the primetime game, but to me, the primetime game for me, which should have been, actually, it should have been the kickoff game last week, is New England at Jacksonville.
Absolutely. It's a huge game. Early season. Big game.
I think Jacksonville knocks off New England and they go to the Super Bowl this year. I think you had New England going, of course. Didn't you? You picked New England last week, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh man, you just see, bro. They beat Jeff. No, Jeff. They listen, man. They've beaten you guys so much that now you just waved the white towel. You just said, you know what, Brady, you can have it all, man.
I can't pick. I doubt I'll pick the Steelers to win the Super Bowl anytime. Just because I feel like I'm jinxing us, and I mean they just always win, man. I hate these dudes. I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl, but I have them going back.
Well, I'll put it to you like this:
if Jacksonville this is a big game for Jacksonville.
Right. Well, this is the staple, right? This is the game to say, no. We have a lot to say about you, pretty much saying that you're the top tier team in the AFC this year. No, we're taking over that mantle. That's what this is.
Yeah, and how they got both of us on the road? They got New England going down there and Pittsburgh this year. Both teams.
Hey man, look. Hey, look. They're up and coming team. I think it's right that you got the blue bloods of the NFL, AFC NFL, of course. Steelers being the top tier blue blood of the NFL anyway, with Dallas and the Giants and the Bears, the Packers. The Steelers are right in that mix. But the last 20 years, it's been New England in the AFC. I really, really see. I think Jacksonville wins big.
Big.
I think they win big. I think that defense is too much. I think they're foaming at the mouth to get back at Brady for them losing last year. Because like I said earlier, I thought they should have won last year. I thought they should have beat. They had. If I'm correct, I think they were up 2 scores in that game last year in Foxborough. And
right.
Yeah, because they were up a lot. Like I was like, okay, game's over. I remember seeing like second or third quarter. I said game over. Like, I think Jacksonville's got these boys, but Blake Bortles, he just was Blake Bortles.
Yeah, he just folded.
And I think that's what happened last year while the Patriots were able to pull it out. But I think Jacksonville, I think this is their game to tell the league that we are the team to beat in the AFC. I got them winning 35-17.
35? Yeah, a lot of blowouts in these so-called
35-17.
There's no way in hell Blake Bortles scores 35 points.
You know why? That defense. You know.
He was gonna get like 3 touchdowns.
Listen, you know the way. You know we got the blueprint to beat Brady. So I already know what to do.
Oh yeah, of course.
And remember, Tom Coughlin is in the in management office up there. So he knows the blueprint. You got to get at him.
Everybody knows the blueprint.
And listen, but you got to have the Joes.
You got to do it.
You got to have the Joes to do it, right?
To do it. Yeah. Exactly.
And here's the thing, they got the Joes to do it, my man. They got the defense to do it.
They do.
So that's why I'm saying.
I just don't think they're gonna score 35 points.
But I'm not saying their offense. I'm saying like defensive turnovers, a whole bunch of stuff.
That's what I said. Like three got to be like 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be picks. I think it's gonna be fumbles.
Pick, sack, fumbles.
Right, stuff like that. To me, that's going to be the game. And I think that, and listen, I wouldn't be shocked if they knocked Brady out the game. Brady's tough as nails, but what I mean by knocking him out, not like literally he can't play anymore, but he's just rattled, because the defense is on him.
I got it 24-17.
Jeff, come on, man.
I'm not scoring 35.
Jeff. Yo, dude, put the white flag away, man. Just don't worry. Tom Brady's not going to beat you this year.
I got Jacksonville winning.
I know, but listen, Tom Brady's not going to beat the Steelers this year, okay? It's okay.
We played them again this year, man. He might, yeah.
Yo, listen, man, don't worry about it. I know you see a Patriots jersey in your dreams and say, "No, Tom, get away." I get it. I get the fear, man. I get it, but that don't mean you gotta say he's gonna win every time, man.
No, I didn't. Jacksonville winning. They just scored 35. They're not putting 35. So, then there's one other. I think there's one other marquee matchup.
What you got?
Minnesota and Green Bay. If plays, of course.
Ooh, yes, I like that. But I think it's in
Green Bay.
It's in Green Bay.
So let's just say
it's in Lambeau.
Yeah, it's in Lambeau. Yeah, as long as Aaron Rodgers plays. If Aaron Rodgers don't play, I'm not even watching or check it out much. But this is a big game for Minnesota. Especially if Rodgers don't play, they definitely got to win. They gave your boy $700 billion, so he needs to go out there and play well. Their defense is legit. They might, they're not as good as Jacksonville, but they're right behind them.
Who you got? You talking Minnesota, right?
Minnesota's defense,
yeah. Yeah, Minnesota defense is legit. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
They got legit defense. Green Bay got number 12. So if he plays and if he's healthy enough to be able to do what Aaron Rodgers does, who you got now? I believe Minnesota is actually favored.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think they put the spread up because we were talking about earlier.
Well, I think, yeah, like what you
favored either way, but
right.
Spread if Rodgers gonna play, obviously.
I don't think Rodgers should play. Like I stated earlier, I don't think he should. I think he should sit out. That knee injury is something serious, man. With them paying him as much as they paid him, he should not get out there and play. But Minnesota is legit. I think Minnesota beats them even with Aaron Rodgers.
Even with Rodgers?
Yeah, because of their defense. Their defense is legit and their offense is solid. You got you got Kirk Cousins over there. You got Delvin Cook. You have who's the wide receiver?
They got Thien and Diggs.
Right, Thien and Diggs. They got legit wideouts. So
the tight end is pretty good.
Right. So yeah. So I don't see the Packers beating them. I just think Minnesota's got a little bit too much right now. Now later on, could the Packers possibly get them? Yeah, but I think it's too early, and I think Minnesota's a little bit better of a team. I like Minnesota in this 28-21. I think Rodgers makes a push at the end to try to bring his team back, but I don't think he does. Now, if he doesn't play, I think this is a blowout. I think because they don't have the weapons. That's the problem. They gave him all that money. They couldn't sign nobody else. I think they tried to get Cruz to come back out of retirement and play for them, but he was like, no, I don't want to do that.
Right.
So they getting guys out of retirement to try to play for them at wideout for the minimum because their whole bank is going to their quarterback.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So but like I said, if he doesn't play, it's a blowout. I think Minnesota is just too much. So, but that's a good pick, Jeff. I like that one actually.
Yeah, that should be a pretty, especially if Rodgers plays, that would be a good one.
Yeah. So the NFL's got a lot of great games this weekend, which is exciting. I think that's what's great, man, about the league because it's a lot of parity, man. It's a lot of teams are legit this year. Like I don't see any. I mean, even the Browns. I mean, I just don't see any week like there's really like no bad games, right?
I mean, there's not any terrible games. I don't think this weekend. There's not. I'm looking at the whole schedule. They all seem to be legitimate games,
Because if I'm correct, I think you got Cam Newton down in Atlanta this weekend. That's going to be a good one too.
Yep.
So I'm just saying, I don't really see. I'm just saying the league. I just think the league is solid this year. I think it's solid. I think you have a lot, and also too, you have a lot more young players playing now than ever before. So,
absolutely.
So it's kind of like the old guard is kind of like on their way out, like Eli and Ben and Rivers and Breeze and those guys. Like they're kind of getting to the end. So now you're starting to see the young quarterbacks come up and kind of start being, good. So I'm excited about what the NFL has. And so it should be exciting. It should be exciting this weekend with the games.
Absolutely.
So we're at the end part of our show. This is the fourth and goal, people, and fourth and goal that me and Jeff agreed on. A lot of stuff we don't agree on, but this we did. Is the big fight this weekend?
Yes, it is.
Triple G against your boy, the tainted meat, Canelo.
Right.
Jeff, is this even for a title? Like, are they have belts? Is this or just do these guys?
I believe they do. I think so. I think.
What?
Yeah,
I don't even know what
Triple
Canelo
G
has.
has belts, I believe.
Right. I don't think does Canelo have anything. What does he have? He got the WBC.
I have to check, man. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't even know because if you notice, and I kind of saw this the other day. Like I think Canelo fights at like a catch weight.
Not anymore.
So he's 160 now.
Yeah, he's fighting a legit middleweight now. Golovkin got the WBA, WBC.
Who has it? Say it again. Who has that?
Golovkin, Triple G.
Okay.
WBA, WBC.
Okay.
I know he had a couple belts.
Okay.
I just can't remember which ones. And Canelo don't need the belt. I mean, he's gonna make his money no matter what.
Right.
But it's for the for those two titles.
I think Jeff. I think this fight is just pretty much like the goodbye fight for Triple G. I think he's done. I don't think his trainer Abel Sanchez is gonna let him fight the Charlo. Jamal. Did you see Jamal this weekend? Like Charlo, you see how big he is? He looks like a strong. He looks like Cam Chancellor.
Yeah, I saw that, man. Them dudes is big, man. I don't think he'll fight him.
No, he's not gonna fight that cat. He's not gonna. The kid is young and he hits too hard, man.
Yeah. So I don't think he will.
No, not at all.
What is he supposed to make?
Because here's the thing. I think Triple G's got like 10 years on that kid.
Yeah, Triple G's older.
What is he, 38? 37?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, because Charlo, I think, is 28 to 29 or something. The guys are young.
Yeah.
Boxing is a young man sport, man. You know what I mean? Them cats, you hit them cats with all your might, man. They still keep coming.
Right.
And I'm sure if you're in a boxing match and you hit a guy with your best shot and it doesn't do nothing to him, it's gonna be a long night.
Right.
So I don't know. I just think with this fight, I just think that I think it's like the last fight for Triple G. I think Canelo, this is kind of like his fight to show, like, okay, I wasn't taking juice, so I can still fight. But I think De La Hoya is really interested in Triple G getting like big fights. I don't really think, and I think that he's going after stars. I don't think he cares about who's in a division. He's not gonna let a guy like Jamel Charlo, like the younger brother at 154, or any of the Daniel Jacobs, or like any of those guys. He's not gonna let none of those guys get a shot at Canelo. And those guys aren't considered the top fighters. The star in boxing right now is probably Earl Spence, right? Like that's like the next guy.
Yeah.
You got Lomachenko, but I'm just saying who could fight Canelo. So I've heard Oscar state that that's the fight he wants to make because that's a big pay-per-view fight.
It's a cash cow, like I said.
Right. So, and I think that's what Canelo's chasing. So to be honest with you, I don't think Canelo's going to be around much longer because if he really was juicing for this whole time, then that means that, man, he's not really who he is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm also not too interested in the fight neither because Canelo lost the last fight.
Yeah, but I'm interested in that.
Sorry to cut you off. Well, be clear, people. I'm sorry. It was a draw. I felt that Canelo really lost the fight. I'm sorry. I had to correct myself.
I agree. I thought it was like 7-5, 8-4, somewhere in that range. I think Triple G definitely won the fight. That one scorecard was absolutely ridiculous. That was not the judge moved anymore. I forget the name. It was like they had him like 9 rounds to 3 or something crazy for Canelo. It was ridiculous. Um, you know, but it wasn't like a blowout. I thought it was a close fight. That's how boxing is now. Unfortunately, um, you got three people, and who knows what they be looking at? I don't know sometimes. So the fight should be good, man. I got Triple G winning it. Say a little more reluctantly. They're older. Obviously, like anything else, father time catches up with you at some point. Um, Canelo's younger. He's a little quicker, a little faster. Um, Triple G can obviously win. I just want to see these dudes really aggressive. I don't know if we saw the little the little head nod, push, whatever Canelo did in the face off. I heard it actually wasn't supposed to do a face off, so I don't know what changed that. Maybe they just hyped up the fight a little bit, I guess. Both camps in there kind of getting into it a little bit. So before, they was actually kind of cool the first fight. And I think what happened is he lost some money, Triple G, from them not fighting. And, he thinks he's a cheater. He's called him that several times. So
Right.
when you call somebody a cheater, and they don't, whatever, allegedly, you don't think he's saying he's not, obviously. So they don't like each other.
Yeah, well, Jeff, as you know, Jeff, if you get caught cheating this time, that means this ain't your first time doing it. So this is your first time getting caught.
Right, of course.
So they probably felt he was on the juice last fight.
Right. Who knows? Like you said, who knows how long he's been doing it.
Right. So that's probably where that frustration.
I mean, it's just dangerous, man. We see examples of people cheating and stuff in the ring, and that's just not cool, man. It's just not. So, I'm looking forward to the fight, man. I think it'll be another good fight. Triple G just got to go to the next level with it. He got to hit him with some shots, but he really wasn't being aggressive going in. And obviously, Canelo's a great counter puncher, so that has something to do with it. But if you're going to win, you got to sometimes take that risk going in. And risk getting your ass knocked out.
Right.
You know what I mean? In order to, because this is his legacy, man. If he beats Canelo convincingly, this is a legacy fight for him. If not, he really doesn't have a legacy. He was a good fighter that they gonna say didn't fight anybody. So
well. You know what it is. The issue is that he didn't fight your boy.
Right.
What's my man's name from Oakland? SOG.
Andre Ward.
He didn't fight Ward. That's the problem with Triple G. And that's my issue with him. You fought all these guys who were B-level guys, but you didn't fight the guy who wanted to fight you when he was down there in your weight class. You avoided him because everybody knew he was going to lose to Andre Ward. Everybody knew that. You see what Andre Ward did to Crusher? Everybody was scared of Crusher. Ward knocked him out. So Ward is just, he's just, if you really want to be honest, Ward's got the same type of career as Floyd.
Yeah, without the.
Hey man, Ward's undefeated. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He's boxing royalty. So, Floyd is the money man. That's what he is. Everybody knows that. Floyd's got the gifts. He's got the skill set. Yo, man, he's just got that thing that you just can't teach. You know what I mean? He's got that. But Andre Ward is right there, credentials and all that. So, if I was to rank him, I would put Floyd like 1 and Andre Ward's like right behind him, close to. He's like right there. Because remember, they was doing pound for pound. Floyd would always be 1, Andre Ward would be 2. So I think that's kind of like the asterisk with Triple G's that he didn't fight Ward. And he purposely avoided Andre Ward. Like it wasn't like everyone knew that. Like it wasn't a shock. He avoided him. He didn't want to fight him because he knew. Styles make fights. You know that, Jeff.
Yep.
and he was gonna have a hard time beating Andre Ward, who has a great comes from a great boxing pedigree. He's a great boxer, and he punches hard. And Triple G's not the bigger man in that fight. Andre Ward's the bigger man.
Right.
So But yeah, man. So that's all I got tonight, man. Yo, Jeff, great show, man.
Yes, it is, man. I mean, great job as always. Who you got in the fight? You didn't say who you got.
Oh man. You see, I told you, man. I'm not excited about the fight. I didn't even pick a winner. I mean, I don't know. I'll toss it up. Hey, if I flip, Canelo. There you go. Okay, I got Canelo. There you go, man. You know.
It should don't be Donald Trump, man. It should be a good fight.
Yeah. You know what? You're probably right, Jeff. You're probably right. It is going to be a good fight. You know.
It's just annoying that it's coming off. If it would have Triple G would have won like he did, and they was doing a rematch, I think it would be much more hype because everybody saw the fight movie.
Right, Jeff. I'll give you a perfect example, Jeff. It's not even. It's at the T-Mobile Center, man. It's not at the MGA Grand. Like no one. I don't even think the fight's sold out.
Yeah, you saying that. Well, the T-Mobile's bigger. That's why they're doing the fights there. It's a bigger arena. MGM is actually if you open up the top part, it's a good size, but it's a smaller arena. That's why they're doing the T-Mobile. More money at the gate. So. Yeah,
I mean, yeah. So yeah. That was my pick, Canelo. Sorry.
All right. Definitely, man. You don't forget, subscribe to the Blue Steel Podcast. YouTube is Blue Steel Show. Instagram is Blue Steel Show. Twitter is @ShowSteel. Email, again, questions, comments, love us, hate us, whatever it is. Send us whatever you got. bluesteelshow@gmail.com.
Yes.
The email. Hit us up there as well. Busy weekend now. We didn't even touch on college football, but it's college football stuff. NFL, boxing, great time of year. And we're going to start coming at y'all every week, right after the games and everything early in the week. So we're going to look out for that as well. So.
Yeah, thank you, people, for all your support. Thank you for listening to us. Like I said before, this is a passion of me and Jeff's, man. As you see, look, man, it's late on a Saturday morning. It was like we've been talking for about an hour and a half, but this is what we love to do, man. It comes easy for us, and you guys just coming to support and support this movement, man. This Blue Steel movement that we're doing, and it's something we love to do once again, man. But we appreciate all your support. And like I said, if you have something that you want to say and you kind of have your input, send us an email about it. If you have something you feel like me and Jeff were wrong about whatever topic, we'll touch on that. I mean, I think,
absolutely.
So please don't, but also too, like I stated in the first podcast, please keep it G-rated. We're not going to really, explain your question or statement. If you got every type of, explicitive or profanities, we're not going to do that, man.
It's PG show.
Yeah, this is a PG show, man. Really G-rated. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, just try to keep it that way. And yeah, man, just like Jeff said, we're gonna be back next week sooner to get the ball rolling. But we appreciate you guys for your support. Hey Jeff, great job with everything, my man.
Great job, man. Appreciate the love and support.
All right, brother. So we'll be back. We gotta see what's going on this weekend. Me and you will be in contact this weekend to kind of go over some things because it's a lot going on this weekend, my man.
Absolutely. Talk to you soon, man.
All right, brother. Later.
Later.